And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, wind advisory in effect, sunny skies, high 100. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we're super excited to have each and every one of you. And it is a beautiful day to be alive. What are you doing to make it amazing for you and your family? We want to know about it in social media. Hit us up on Facebook Live, always streaming there. A great way to join each and every one of you each and every day. Also on Periscope TV via Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. YouTube Live as well. Glad to have you guys with us. I know some of you are watching this on your television devices as well via the YouTube app. Pretty cool. My mom actually subscribes to that now. She does the monthly, which allows for free television included, I should say. Not free because you have to pay for it. But you get to watch everything and then some. She's been watching a lot more stuff and becoming much smarter for it. I'm actually excited for her. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. As long as she doesn't get obsessed with all those murder shows.
Ooh, funny you say that. She was actually watching one of, like, you know, it's funny you say that. She actually was watching kind of a murder-ish show, and I was like, we're back to that. She likes, like, the Law and Order and things like that, which I don't mind, but, like, one too many of them, I'm like, and one of them, I guess she watches, she goes, yeah, they always are guilty on this show. So it's like, you know, it doesn't give you the option of them not being guilty. So it's like, I like the ones where you don't know if the person's guilty or not. It was one of those crime drama shows, but there you go. I'm not sure the name of the show, but yeah, there you go. What's your favorite show to watch on regular or streaming television, Jesse?
You learn not what to do. Let's see. Like, if I just put on a regular show, whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something for a background show, I usually play Supernatural. I've listened to that show and watched it more than a dozen times.
I love Supernatural.
It gets boring to me.
Yeah, there's a couple seasons that I was like, really? Like, they were stretching, but then there were some that were just so well worth it, right? So there you go. However you're tuning in, we appreciate you. Let's see. Rosalie says, I love murder shows. Of course you do. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing and writing out scripts for this glorious hot sunshine, busy, awesome day ahead for today. And Rosalie says, you learn what not to do. Oh, that's scary. That's scary right there. That's.
I don't know. That scares me. It's all like, yeah, I know how to get away with murder.
It is, though. I'm telling you, you got to watch the ladies. The ladies love that stuff. If you ever get to watch, what was that show? I think it was called, it was, oh, man. It was like when women kind of hit the I don't care switch. It was Snapped or something like that. Like it was. It's a pretty gnarly show. When you have a lady looking at that, trust me, you're on your P's and Q's. You're like, I know you might do something to me in my sleep. So there you go. Never make one snap, literally. I think that's the name of it. I can't remember. Anyway, super excited. A little bit later on, we're actually going to be talking about a really cool development in 20 years that hasn't happened until now to help manage chronic kidney disease in patients at risk of progression with and without type 2 diabetes. So we're going to be joined by a little bit later by Dr. Neil Skolnick, who's the professor of family and community medicine, Sidney Kimmel Medical College of Thomas Jefferson University, and he's going to discuss the latest treatment option approved by the FDA on this very subject. So for those that actually have chronic kidney disease, it is no fun. It's something that, again, thankfully there is progression on this, and good progression, and we're going to talk about that around the corner a little bit later on. So super excited about that. Also, for those of you tuning in, we want to know where you're tuning in from. We always like to get some knowledge on that. I will say tomorrow is not a day to be missed. We're going to have a couple great guests as well, but we're also going to be joined by Lou Ferrigno, literally live here on this show. How exciting is that, Jesse? You know, my mom does not get excited about most stuff. Literally. And I think she went from like, I'm not feeling okay to, are you kidding me moment? And I was like, wow, Mom, I forgot how big of a Lou Ferrigno fan you are on this. So, you're a fan, right, Jesse?
Oh yeah, I used to watch him as the Incredible Hulk for when I was younger,
Yeah.
and his role. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. What is it? I Love You, Bro, or I Love You, Man. I think that's what it is
I
with Paul Rudd.
I know I haven't seen it actually.
Yeah, it's a movie about where this guy he's getting married and he realizes he has no like dude friends. So he goes out and he tries to make a friend,
Okay.
and he does. I thought it was a fun movie, a fun like bro movie. So and yes, Lou Ferrigno does have a role in there.
Got it. I was waiting for the tie-in there. I was like,
Mm.
I'm pretty
Oh
sure there's a tie-in. All right.
yeah, no, Lou is in that movie, and there was a scene in there where it was really funny, but I won't say it. So watch the movie,
Okay.
and you might like his role.
Okay. And there you go. I agree. Stephanie says he was also on King of Queens. I loved his addition on King of Queens. I thought it was smart. I wanted them to play more into it actually, because he was usually just there like with the family. But I was like, but they're like, it's the Hulk. I mean, it was cool because he was playing himself, and I thought that was great. I know he's done some other cameos on I think the Avengers, or I know it was one with Stan Lee as well, and he and Stan Lee go back quite a ways, and so super excited about that. He's going to be talking about an ear implant, which he actually has, and you can follow him on his own social media as well. And we're going to be talking about that cochlear implants and how that's helping. For anyone that doesn't know, Lou Ferrigno is deaf, and he's been able to work through that for quite some time. And now he's working with this. So everybody knows my sister has profound deafness, or is profound deaf. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what this new technology is that can possibly help somebody hear again, and how impressive it is. So super excited about that. That's going to happen tomorrow right here on the morning show. We got the confirmation, so we're good to go for that. So stay tuned to that. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. So there you go. And I will say he's great, which is kind of sad because if you've ever been to any local comic convention, he's usually there. He usually has a booth. And I remember I took a young one, and the kid was, oh God, Ryan was about, I want to say 11 or 12, maybe younger than that, maybe 8 or 9. And he like put his hand in Lou Ferrigno's hand, and it swallowed it up because he's got such big, he's 6'5", like massive, like, you know, Mr. I think he was Mr. Universe, Mr. Galaxy, Mr. All in one package, but great humble guy, great nice guy, and always willing to meet his fans. So that's always fun and exciting. So super excited about that. All right, Katya Funderland tuning in. Hey, thank you so very much. She sent 100 stars, 2-week streak is what it's saying. Thank you, Katya from Switzerland, tuning in and giving us those beautiful stars. We appreciate you a lot. Okay, let's go to some of the news that you can use. Jesse, are you cooking up anything over there?
I have one thing I'm looking at, but it's just okay. So I'm not a big shoe fan, and I think I found a pair of shoes I actually want to buy.
That's entirely weird to hear you say that.
Right? It is weird because I don't usually get excited about shoes, but these shoes I actually am excited about.
Wait, are they the ones? Okay, what are they called? Are they the ones with like a computer look inside? Because I saw one that had like a. But go ahead. What are they? What are they called? So I can pull it up.
Okay, these shoes are modeled after the Universal Studios monsters. So like Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. So let's see, what company is this? Super 7, and there's another one, Saucony. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna butcher it. But they have 4 shoes modeled after these monsters, and I'm actually excited because they actually look kind of cool. And I don't know, they look really neat. I don't know if you're looking at it right now.
I'm trying to bring it up as we speak.
So they run about $100 a pair.
Okay.
And so I'm willing to put down $100 pair for monster shoes. They look really cool. I mean, I would like to get the Frankenstein one for me and the Bride of Frankenstein for my girlfriend. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, I'm starting to see this here. Okay, so all right, there's one. Creature from the right from the
From the Black Lagoon.
Lagoon. Okay. Which one's your favorite though?
Out of those four,
Yeah.
uh, it would probably have to be from the Creature of the Black Lagoon or the Frankenstein one. Those are the two that I like the most.
Okay. All right. So the Frankenstein one, because they've got the Mummy, they've got the Bride of Frankenstein. So there's the Frankenstein one. There it is. So there you go. For the ladies, I think the Bride of Frankenstein is actually a good one if you're going to go that route, right? I like
Yeah.
that.
Or if you're a lady and you like the other monsters, you can wear them too.
Yeah, yeah. But the Bride of
No.
Frankenstein has some cool colors. I like that. Okay. So
I do
there you
like
go.
on that one.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. All right. So there you go. What do you guys talk about? Is that something you would wear? And why would you wear that, Jesse? Because you're not big into shoes like that.
No, I'm not really big into shoes. They just look cool. You know what? I'm not even sure if I would wear them. I would just buy them to look at them.
Some people do that. They just buy them, wear them once, and then just look at them. Like, there's some comfortable shoes. I'm not gonna lie, because for a while there, I had certain people that would buy a lot of shoes, and these were like $1,000 shoes. I don't know how shoes get that expensive, except that's called a marketing ploy, right? Number one.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
two, though, if they are like the softest thing since sliced bread, and you're gonna feel good in them, I say pay it. But the most I've ever paid for shoes, honestly, is probably $180, and that's usually dress shoes, which are gonna last forever in a day. So, but sneakers and other, I really have not paid more than I think 130, maybe 140. So I don't know, but some of you might do it. I don't know. I think there's ways to make it collectibles. I've been to stores like in Las Vegas where they are collectibles, where they have like every shoe known to man, and then they have like a QR code, and you could check out some cool stuff. I get it. I get like because it's a piece of art sometimes, and you can use it as a piece of art. I think it's the greatest marketing thing since forever. But you know what? Neither here nor there. We collect comic cards and comic books, so each to their own. Some people collect masterpieces on the wall of art, and others shoes. So there you go. But it is what it is. But I had one person who had like 20 different shoes from his kids, and I don't think he ever wore any of them. So I'm like, that money could have gone to their food because they were all like really needing to eat more than shoes. But whatever, he got that into their heads. And there you go. But on the flip side of that, Jesse, I've been wondering if we should do maybe a virtual playing card game. What do you think about that?
Oh, that'll be cool. Cause yeah, it is difficult to meet up from time to time.
Yeah.
So having the ability to play a game of Magic or another card game online is actually cool without using like their apps and stuff.
Yeah.
So use like Skype or Zoom or something like that.
So I think we're gonna make that happen for the audience and for the kids that you have. Like for instance, I know Rosalie keeps talking about her sons. I think they would enjoy some time with at least either Pokemon, which I don't have any Pokemon cards. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But I do have Magic the Gathering cards, and it's a strategy-based game. So think chess, but think like cards and then some. So there's a way to do it, and I think it would be good for the kids out there, to be able to get off the devices that they're constantly on, because it's kind of sometimes gets to the point where it's less strategy and just more shooting, aiming, shooting. And this is more of I think it works a different part of the brain, which is more, because let's face it, we all need a little bit more strategy in our heads, right? To be able to circumvent, Crazyville, where people don't use any common sense and or reasoning with their heads and go, I think we need brain exercises right now for everybody, really. So it's good for adults. I mean, you've enjoyed it, right? I think Casey's enjoyed it too, right?
Oh yeah, she's getting into it. Right now she's constructing her second deck, and she's upgrading her first one because she tested it against me and it did not work so well.
Right.
Because the way I play. So but her deck is good, it's just a bit slow.
Okay. So and that's what I'm talking about. So there's ways to do it. There's good ways to do it. I used to play with the old version of Magic the Gathering, and it was one which, I mean, you were able to have all your cards. I recently have not been able, literally, to figure out why I can't and don't have access to my account. I got to call them and figure this out, because I spent some money there, and I know I can recoup some of the money. But it used to look like this, Jesse, and this is a newer version of it, Magic the Gathering Online, and you can actually compose your cards here, but you also can do so virtually and play against other people. So I do recommend probably investing in more of the not digital cards, but the actual cards. But you can still sell them digitally as well. But there's just something about that if you lose your account, you no longer have your cards. So think like trading cards back in the day with like Topps and like Upper Deck and baseball cards. If they would make it so that like there was a way for you to play player against player against player, which I'm telling you, Topps, listen to me about this, and you'll revitalize the baseball trading card industry and or football, and make it so that you can actually have special, you know what I mean? Like they have special abilities and special, like, I don't know. This is just a way to do it and make it fun. I guarantee there's a way to do it, and they need to do that. So there you go. That's what I'm saying. And there's some suggestions. All right, let's see. Rosalie says, most expensive shoes I have are my old Gringo boots worth $500, but only paid $200. Won an auction on eBay. Love my boots, but there's a limit on how much I pay. And Diana Chanavere in the Florida area says, I don't waste a lot on shoes. I love my Crocs sandals. They're perfect for a board with crown prince on the beach, hanging out, grocery shopping. So there you go. You know, anything that I say is really relaxing and or you feel good wearing them, invest in those. Stephanie Reed says, I heard the Jonas Brothers is going to have a summer tour. Well, that sounds like fun. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll regroup right after this. Let us know in social media what games you want us to play, and maybe we could play a virtual game with all of you. Who knows? We'll talk about that next year on The Morning Show. Stay tuned.
Listeners, Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So, if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing in Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing in Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing in Banning.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us here on the morning show. Got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. And like I said, I think we're going to start doing some card games virtually to show people that you can actually still have fun and do so in a participatory way and use some cool strategy. What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, I love strategy games. So anytime we can do that, I'm up for it.
All right, I just got to figure it out because I know there's a way to do it. I think I need 2 cameras in order to do it. We'll figure it out. I think maybe I'll have one and I'll set one up above and then switch it out. I don't really know. I got to figure out how to do this because I know I've got the one camera and then I use the second camera via a different app, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will make it work. I guarantee it. All right. In other news, though, Jesse, the DMV. You know, everybody loves to wait at the DMV, right? Never?
No one likes to wait at the DMV, and you know what? I'm actually scared to see where this is going.
Yeah, at least 5 California DMV workers have admitted to roles in a bribery scandal involving payoffs to issue licenses to unqualified drivers. What?
Wait, what? They only found 5? That's it? I'm pretty sure there were more.
Yeah. According to federal officials and court records, federal prosecutors say those employees at the agency's Torrance and Lincoln Park sites accepted tens of thousands of dollars in payoffs to approve licenses for unqualified drivers. Well, no wonder there's so many crazy people out there. 5 employees have entered guilty pleas to various charges in the scheme involving cash bribes at least several times a week. They were baking some dough over there. It was like, yeah, I'm rocking it. Shoot. A DMV investigator helped uncover the conspiracy when she spotted suspicious patterns in application processing at the Torrance office, according to court records. The California Department of Motor Vehicles issued a statement. This is not good, I'm telling you right now. The DMV cooperates with law enforcement in the investigation of alleged illegal activity of DMV employees. Fraud prevention is one key component of customer service. The DMV takes very seriously its responsibility to uphold the law as we serve our customers, and we applaud our thousands of employees who work with integrity and pride. Internal audits and investigations of reports or indications of inappropriate behavior can lead to criminal investigations. Those who choose to break the law while employed by the DMV will be appropriately disciplined. Dun, dun, dun. But are those drivers still on the road is my question. So now we've got let's see, we got coronavirus fake cards. We got people driving that shouldn't be driving, but how much was the going rate for this? Like $800, $500?
Good question, because I can tell you that.
Who's the broker on this, you know?
Right? I'm pretty sure there were more than 5.
Yeah, it's hard enough. My mom recently went to a driving, right, for her driving one, and she didn't pass, poor thing. But it's a confusing. You ever know certain DMVs are more confusing than others based on the driving patterns that they make you go through? Did you know that?
I did not know that. I failed my driving test once, and then once I failed it, I was like, you know what? I don't like the street area, so I went to a different DMV.
That's a smart, and honestly,
it's less crowded, and so there's less people on the street, and it's just more comfortable for me.
Yeah. So I will recommend that because some are more confusing than others because some have really weird, crazy roads. And my mom described it, and she goes, but there wasn't, and I don't understand. I go, Mom, just switch it to Pasadena. That's the hint for those of you wondering. I remember being told that a while back because I think I was just told Pasadena was easier because the on-ramp is easier. You don't have to like speed up as fast. There's plenty of time to get on, whereas other ones make you like hurry on. So you're already getting stressed because the person next to you is like making the marks and they're going, and they're usually serious, right? They're not fun. And they're like wondering because and I hate to be a DMV like that person because you don't know who you're on the road with, right? And you don't know like as my life on the line, right? So I think I would be I don't know. I just don't know. But Bank of America, here's some good news. Said Tuesday that it will raise the hourly minimum wage of their U.S. employees to $25 by 2025, that is. It costs us a few $100 million a year, but it's an investment. That's according to CEO Brian Moynihan, who said this. He says it's about maintaining a great standard of living for our teammates. Paying more also gives employees a career mindset and breeds loyalty, he added. And that in turn is the way shareholders get paid back in this initiative. He said, quote, the key is for big companies like ours to set a standard. We think it's part of sharing our success with our communities. You mean sharing your profits? It's kind of important.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So you want your customer or your employees to live a happy life and to come to work happy. That's what I'm thinking, right?
That's the way to do it. It's not the first time Bank of America has raised the minimum wage. In 2017, the bank raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. 2 years later, the company announced it would lift that level to $20 over the coming 2 years and did so ahead of schedule with an increase that impacted more than 200,000 workers. It's another move in the debate about minimum wage, which, of course, President Joe Biden talked about, supports lifting the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. The president endorsed this again recently in his address to the joint session of Congress on April 28th. Last month, Biden signed an executive order lifting the minimum wage for federal contract workers to $15 in early 2022 from the current level of $10.95. At Bank of America, with the employee changes announced, the bank will require their vendors and suppliers to pay their employees at least $15 an hour. That affects more than 2,000 vendor firms and 43,000 vendor employees. 99% of vendors are now paying $15 an hour minimum. And meanwhile, other banks are also waging or using the raising of that, just not as aggressively. JP Morgan announced in 2018 they would increase their minimum pay from $15 to $18 per hour for 22,000 employees. In Washington, D.C., the bank committed to $18 per hour. Citigroup raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. And so there you go. According to the JP Morgan CEO, he said raising minimum wages was not in an arms race for the private sector, defending his bank's decision not to increase their minimum wages. That's called we're holding on to our profits. I say, you know what? Good job for those that can and do. Others, I get it, because now you're thinking, great, now the cost is going to go higher. But, you know, they already take a lot of profit from that, so there you go. But whatever. Dan Shanabear says Bank of America charges high interest rates to many of their customers so they can afford to pay their employees better. At least they are going to pay them, right? So there you go. And I think it's a good thing, especially with the cost of living. Everything's been going up, right? If you look at, like, groceries, my mom and I were comparing grocery stuff and what we could get before, and I'm like, this is terrible. So, you know, there it is, and there you go. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back right after these messages with more. Stay tuned.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
When it comes to health and well-being, cellular hydration is the key. You could say that hydration is the key to every wellness program. And structured water in its natural state, is the key to cellular hydration. Most of the water available to us has been processed for purity, safety, and convenience. But processing causes water to lose its natural hexagonal structure, with unfortunate effects for our bodies. Now you can take your personal hydration to a whole new level with the glassware that restructures water in just 3 minutes. Golden Ratio Products brings you these amazing water bottles, carafes, and drinking glasses which put the life back into the water you drink. Try it, and you'll be amazed at the effects you feel in your body. Go to goldenratioproducts.com for the next phase of your water consciousness.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Network security should be number one on a business priority list. Join Brad McDermott, CEO of California Computer Options, each Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock for IT Hour. From ransomware attacks, hacks, vulnerabilities, and data theft, it may just be a matter of time before your business is hit. What should you do? Brad can answer many of your questions each Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock on IT Hour. Each show's topic will also be listed on the program's SoundCloud podcast. IT Hour, Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your lives with us, and of course other people tuning in via social media. Diana says, when you're on a commercial, it would be great for anyone watching, listening to enter or share this link and get people involved with helping me make a positive difference in the world via music and film. She posted the link, Facebook Watch, and there you go. So we got to pay the bills. So I'm just, sometimes people go, wait, what? No, you don't got to pay bills. We do, but that's okay. But hey, if you need to go look at that, then I hope it's good. I'm sure she's sharing something positive. So there you go. I can't click on it because I don't see it, but I just see the link and I'll click on it later. All right. And actually, let me, oh no, yeah, it's not letting me click on it. All right. In other news though, very interestingly, we've got some information here, which I think you're going to want to check out. And I think this is good for some that have been on the fence about this, especially during coronavirus. Now, China did something recently. Some might be like, no, that was so wrong of you to do. And then others, I'm just going to say, wait for the end before you start, like, judging it, okay? Under a new civil code, which came into force on January 1st, couples filing for divorce must wait 30 days after submitting their application, during which time either party can withdraw the petition. They must then apply again after the month is up in order for the marriage to be ended. The law, based on local legislation already in force in several parts of the country, was widely criticized as hampering personal freedoms and potentially trapping people in unhappy or even violent marriages. But supporters and state media defended it as ensuring family stability and social order. Divorces have been steadily increasing in China over recent years, due in part to reduced social stigma and greater autonomy for women, with wives instigating more than 70% of divorces, according to the All China Women's Federation. It sparked alarm among some policymakers, a trend coming as authorities encourage people to have more children in order to head off a potential demographic time bomb. But according to this, Yang Zongtao, an official with the Ministry of Affairs, said marriage and reproduction are closely related. The decline in the marriage rate will affect the birth rate, which in turn affects economic and social developments. He said, quote, the issue should be brought to the forefront and improve relevant social policies and enhance propaganda efforts to guide the public to establish positive values on love, marriage, and family. The cooling off period is a key part of this push, as well as incentives for people to marry and for women to have children rather than work. Last year, there were reports of couples rushing to divorce before the cooling off period came into force. China is not the only country to have such a cooling off period. France and the United Kingdom make couples seeking a marriage by mutual consent wait between 2 and 6 weeks, respectively, for their marriage to be ended. Chinese officials have defended the rules as preventing impulsive divorces, pointing out that in the case of domestic violence, parties can still sue for divorce in court. The option, though, is far more time-consuming and expensive than filing for dissolution of the marriage with the government. A 2018 report by China's Supreme People's Court found 66% of divorce cases were dismissed on the first hearing. Chen Jiaji, A Shanghai-based divorce lawyer said very few divorce cases can be approved in the first trial. Divorce cases usually last for at least 6 months, while more complicated cases could last 1 or 2 years. Now, what do you think about this, Jesse?
Wow, that seems absolutely complicated on trying to get divorced. But then I feel bad for the women that are stuck in these abusive relationships over there.
Yeah, but well, now and again, those ones I say if you state that, then you should automatically be allowed to do what you're going to do, right? However, irreconcilable differences has been the majority, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, well, what happened? And I'm telling you, during coronavirus, I guarantee there was an uptick here. In China, I could see that happening. It says the number of divorces, though, recorded in China has fallen by more than 70% since the introduction of a mandatory cooling off period. Now, I always say to people, give it time so you can work things out, right? Sometimes things get to a head and then you go, but why? Like, and I've heard of people divorcing, not over like I think cheating should be obvious, right? Make that like an obvious, because you don't, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to suffer through that, right? If they cheat on you and you could prove that they cheat on you, or even if you can't, like you already know and you have pretty good proof of it, you should be able to get out of it. But there's some that just like, no, we don't get along anymore. And you're like, you have kids? They go, yeah. Do you want to think about the kids a little bit more? Now, I get it. Some do the opposite. And they stay in marriages for a long time. And then the kids hurt as well because of that. Or worst case, and I've heard of this happening, where both will date, they live in the same home, but they both date other people while kids are living in the home. And that makes no sense to me. Okay? So I've heard some, and they say they do it for the kids, but that gives kids mixed messages, right? Growing up. That's like, it just gives mixed messages. So each to their own. I get it. Every situation is different. However, I understand that China's doing this because with any population that there is, strong families ensure strong stability in everyone, right? Yeah. So it comes back onto the people that are in the wrong, that are literally in the wrong. But sometimes a cooling off period, meaning, yeah, you still got to wait, is more important than you can imagine, because when times kind of hit hard, like a separation, I get people separating, but to want to come back together, I'm not going to lie, ever since my first marriage dissolution, I remember, I think 3 to 6 months later, like, things were starting to kind of make sense for both parties. Like, sometimes a separation is needed, and then a possibility of coming back together. I almost say like a trial separation is more necessary than a full-on divorce. Does that make sense? But sometimes when you go through the divorce part, and then you start seeing other people, it makes things a little bit more difficult, right? So there's a lot of do's and do nots that I could state for the record, but and that's what I said, wait till the end. Number of divorces recorded have fallen by more than 70% since the introduction of a mandatory cooling off period earlier this year. So there's improvement there. Because typical was the opposite, right? 66, I think, % of an increase. And average, I think numbers are 50 or 53%. If you get in a marriage, you have like a 53% chance it's not going to work out. That's terrible. That's here in the U.S., by the way. And during coronavirus, I can almost tell you right now, it increased maybe 3 or 4 times the normal rate. But because, courthouses were not really happening, other people were kind of just doing things and whatnot. But I'm just saying, if you put time into it and investment into it and children into it, and it's workable, there's some are not workable. There's some I say run for the hills. Domestic violence, run for the hills. I never say stay in that. Somebody that's cheating on you, like again and again and again. I know people that stay in marriages and in relationships to work it out. Or sometimes the other one cheats on the other one, then they both feel good. But my point is, if it's irreconcilable differences, you're just fighting a lot, get the help needed and work through that. Work through it, okay? Do it for yourself, do it for the family, and you know what? Worst case scenario, then you still divorce. I mean, we have different rules here, but, you know, I'm just saying it's an interesting take on it for China. So I applaud China for at least trying to keep families together versus saying, you know, just get rid of everyone. I don't know that having more kids is the solution. That creates a lot of stress on the family. I think that's a bad thing to do, especially if the man doesn't end up paying the woman, which you don't know how many of those I've come across where the men don't even bother paying child support and they get out of that. And they do so quite often because they make cash and it's not, they don't even do their taxes. I know of those situations. So they make drug money, but they don't make the opposite. Yeah, trust me, I know those situations. It's terrible. But there you go. All right, people. So, boy, oh boy, call the FBI on that. We're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Staff and families at Custom.
Okay, did you want to connect them right now?
Oh, no, this is a call.
Oh, this is a call?
Yeah, just leave it on. You're good.
Okay.
No, they're going to call you.
World. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products. We sell solutions.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorolocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. It's that time. Yes, it's the first major development in 20 years to help manage chronic kidney disease in patients at risk of progression with and without type 2 diabetes. What do you need to know about chronic kidney disease? Some of you may have it and be completely unaware of it. But this advanced new FDA approval to treat what they call CKD, or chronic kidney disease, and patients at risk of progression with or without type 2 diabetes is something really worth sharing. Joining us right now from the Family and Community Medicine Sidney Kimmel Medical College of Thomas Jefferson University is Dr. Neil Skolnick. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Doc.
Hi, Aaron. It's such a pleasure to be here in LA with you.
Yeah, thank you. It's such a pleasure being able to share something kind of positive and building. More than 20 years, the first major development. Why is this such a big deal right now?
Yeah, Aaron, your point is such a good one. It is such a pleasure to share something positive. It has been a tough year for everybody, and having positive news is something that we embrace and welcome. And that is the case now for people who have chronic kidney disease, whether they know they have it or not, right? Remember, the kidneys, we don't appreciate our kidneys.
True.
They're there all day working hard, emptying toxins from our body. And as long as everything goes well, everyone's happy, but things don't always go well.
Well, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, Doc, because I remember one time, and I kid you not, I had the strangest pain in my lower back, like towards the rear, right? And I thought, is that a muscle? Is that what is it? And then a part of me goes, is that where my kidneys are? And I started to think about it, and it felt like they were like tightened and too tight and just like shriveled up or something. And I thought, I hope that's not my kidneys. And it turned out to be a little bit, but not much. But can you give me what chronic kidney disease is, first of all, and how you know you might have it?
Yes, sure, Aaron. Your point is such a good one. Like so many things in life, we don't appreciate it until something goes wrong, like the pain that you're describing.
Yeah.
And it turns out that for most people with chronic kidney disease, there actually are no symptoms. When kidney disease gets bad, when you get to end-stage kidney disease, there's a lot of symptoms. And that's, but today we're really focusing on most chronic kidney disease is completely without symptoms, which is why 90% of people don't know they have it, even though 1 in 7 people in the United States have chronic kidney disease. And I'll tell you something else. What's amazing? While 1 in 7 people have it, if we look at people over 65, and that's a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
People over 65, 40% of people have chronic kidney disease, and which is pretty amazing for something we don't think about. And there are lots of people with high blood pressure, African Americans, people with diabetes, even obesity, all increase our risk of having this pretty important illness that we can now do something about.
Well, okay. So help me out. Obviously, that is a lot more people than I thought you were ever going to say. I'm not going to lie. And I think people are kind of like, wait, what's going on? I know people think when they say the kidneys, they think the liver as well. And sometimes they think, are they intermixed? But I don't think we understand how much the kidneys do for us until it's a problem, right?
They're like our parents. We never appreciate them like we should until we realize that, time to appreciate them.
So help me out. For those wondering, again, talk about the breakthrough. That way it gives people a positive thing, because let's face it, sometimes people know they have a problem and they just don't want the diagnosis because they think it's going to be fatal. Well, obviously, can it be fatal? And then how does this help it be less fatal than most?
Yeah, so let's start with the why it's important. Exactly, Aaron, as you said, can it be fatal? Well, chronic kidney disease actually does increase the risk of some really serious things like heart attacks, like stroke, and it even increases our chance of dying. It increases mortality. That's the tough side of that equation. But as you said, we want to focus today on the positive side of things. And the positive side of things here is that even though it's common, we can now diagnose it early. We've been able to for a long time with a simple blood test and a urine test that your listeners can ask your doctor for. Many of them have had that blood test already if they have high blood pressure or diabetes. But sometimes, because there was not much to do, doctors haven't shared the fact that chronic kidney disease is developing for a patient. So to ask your doctor about, do you have it or should you be checked for it? The next thing is, and here's the really exciting, and you started off talking about this positive message that we all have been looking for. And here's what it is, that a lot of research and development using deep science has gone into the development of new medicines, right, in lots of different areas. And here in chronic kidney disease, AstraZeneca has developed a new medicine, Farxiga, that was FDA approved 2 weeks ago to slow the progression of chronic kidney disease in those who have it. So it's really important. And in essence, really, Aaron, that's why I'm out here partnering with AstraZeneca to get the word out about chronic kidney disease. And no one medicine is right for everyone. We know that. And what I really want to do today is encourage people to understand, to learn more about chronic kidney disease because it's important, and then to talk to their doctor about testing for it, and if they have it, what they should do for it.
Well, I'm looking at the website right now, diagnoseckdnow.com, which has a lot of good information right there. And I'm looking right here right now, from stage 1 to stage 5, you do not want kidney failure. That's number one, what we're trying to prevent, right?
You are so right with that.
So again, at what stage is this recommended? If in fact, and as you said, I mean, with any new thing, obviously there's always things that we got to take into account, possible side effects, other things that might come with it. However, having a better solution than having no solution at all, and your statement earlier, I think, is important for our listeners to understand that some doctors would kind of shy away from it because they don't know how to treat it. So it's better to say, is there anything wrong with the kidneys? Or how do you get that conversation started? Because that's the first time I've ever heard that doctors might kind of shy away from the information.
Yeah, Aaron, that's a really good point. I'll tell you what, no matter what the thing is that we are concerned about as patients, we should be asking our doctors, right? We know even simple things like mammograms and colonoscopies, routine part of preventive health care. Our doctors are taking care of a lot of things. They're paying attention to our hypertension, our diabetes, perhaps our depression, as well as screening activities. That's a lot, and we're people too as doctors. And healthcare works best when it's a partnership between patients and doctors. So the best way, as you said, how do we address it? We raise the question. We don't say, you should do this. We say, hey, I heard a show about chronic kidney disease. Do you think it would be helpful to look at whether or not I have chronic kidney disease? And then your doctor in all likelihood is going to say, boy, great idea. Again, our partnership together, you and I together, get news out. Patients and their doctors together make healthcare better.
It's funny because I'm looking at the information here, and it says that don't wait to talk to patients about CKD. It's never easy to deliver a bad diagnosis to a patient. It's no exception. It's complicated by the fact that many patients barely understand what the kidneys do, let alone know what CKD is. The only thing they may know about CKD is the threat of dialysis, but you can offer your patients the hope that comes with early intervention. Now, I'm not going to lie. I know a couple people that have had to go on dialysis. Is that the worst? Well, that's always the obvious solution at some point, but does that prevent this from happening? Potentially.
Well, our goal, yeah, Aaron, that is a great point. So our goal is to prevent people from going on to need dialysis. Dialysis is wonderful. It's great technology. It's life-saving when you need it. We'd prefer to catch chronic kidney disease early. And the way to do that is for people to talk to their doctors about early screening and what treatment is appropriate. I wish we had all the time in the world to talk. We don't. For people who want to take a deep dive into the information, there's a lot of information on chronic kidney disease at farxiga.com, as well as the new treatment that we talked about. Aaron, it is such a privilege and pleasure to be talking to you and the people of LA about CKD.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Neil. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations on getting this information out. All right, Neil?
Thank you.
All right, there it is. It's very simple. All you have to do is find it online. The pressure is on to diagnose chronic kidney disease. As few as 10% of adults with CKD are diagnosed even in stage 3, 1, or 2. Take the pressure off by following these 3 simple steps. Check the EGFR, kick off a conversation, and diagnose early. Okay, you can get your information right there. DiagnoseCKDnow.com, and there's the information. All right, people, I'm out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Get that information into your family and or those loved ones that you love, and we'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great day. Bye-bye, everyone.